Hi everybody, and welcome to day 2 of our Christmas Quickie. Now, I've decided to call it the Christmas Quickie Project because I think that's more what it is. And the papers, let me look at my notes here. The papers are Chapter 1 papers, and the kit is called Christmas Wishes and the Christmas Wishes Ephemera Kit. And both of them together is about $10, and she is still selling them. Okay, so you can get this exact thing for Christmas for this year if you run right out and get it today. So numbers are limited. They say that all the time on Etsy, and that cracks me up when you're getting a digital kit. Anyway, please make sure to visit the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group and the Junk Journal tutorial and tutorial videos and projects Facebook group, and the links to those will be below. We have lots of fun stuff that goes on there, and publish your YouTube channels and your Etsy shops and all kinds of stuff. And be sure to watch other Sweet Pea Papers videos too. That would be great. If you like this video series, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So now that we've got that done, when we left off we were on page 6. So we've done 1, which is the cover. We've done 2, and I've got a card set aside for this. And we've done 3, and we've already got a card for that. We've done 4, and that's already got a card. We've done 5, and this one doesn't need a card. Now we do need a card for the side of 5, which is right here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you how to do this one. I did this one, and then I realized, well, maybe I'll show you how to do them. So this is the paper I picked for that. Nice bright Merry Christmas card, which I probably could have used. I'm going to run out of paper, believe it or not. All those pages, that stack of papers that we had, and it takes so much cutting down to get all these small elements on this little flip up that you end up using a lot of paper. Plus a kit like this that's all collage paper, oops, I don't need that. You end up trying to make everything match. Oh, and speaking of matching, this is the red section, red and tan. This is the blue and tan section. It came out. I don't know how it came out that way, but we got the blue and we got the blue. So anyway, all right, let's do the card for page 5, which is right here, or page 6, whichever way you want to look at it. So we're going to take this card and we're going to stick it in the slot there. And then we're going to slide it over as close as we can. It's kind of hard to get this going here. We're going to slide it over as far as we can, kind of finagle it around. Where's my pencil? And then we're going to mark it above where the bottom of this is, because you have to remember there's glue in there. So you can't just cut a bunch the same size and expect them to fit in all these different places, okay? Because they won't, because you haven't glued them exactly the same. Unless you have glued them exactly the same, and then you'll be all fine and dandy. So this is going to go in here, and you see it goes in, but it's a little snug. Let's cut a little bit more off the top. Let's see how it fits in there now. See, it goes right in there. Okay, now we want this to be even with the edge. So we're going to mark it right there. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't in the pocket. It was underneath. So it's still a little snug. Let's cut the width. Well, we know that. And then we'll cut a little bit more off the height. Let's see how it goes in now. This time let's get it in the pocket, not in between. Okay, now it goes in there pretty easily. Yeah, I'm gonna take just a smidge more off. Check it one more time. Yeah, that's good. And check it for the width. That's going to be good. We're going to need our tab to be on this side, but we also want to make sure that our tab is below the ribbon. So our card is going to go here. Our tab is going to go here, so we want it to go below the ribbon. Okay. If I had, well, I have some silver Christmas charms. I might put 3 charms on this. Folded a little crooked. If we push it down a little bit more, then you won't notice that it's off a little bit as much. Oops, still enough glue on here that it's sliding around. So then you want to set it to the side and let it dry. You don't want to jam it in the pocket there. You take a chance on moving the tab, and then you have a chance of it catching on the edge and sliding out that way. So just kind of set it aside. We're going to round the corners and ink it. And I think that was what I forgot to do on this one as well. Yeah. So let's do that. So pages 3, 5, and 7 are going to have pockets. And page 3, 5, and 7 are going to have the thicker elements. Now remember, this is going to be another long video. We're going to hopefully finish up the book. I may do a separate little flip through and publish it today. So keep your eyes out, because I won't be able to post it in the groups again, because they only allow one post a day for videos, most of them. And I haven't kept track of which ones I post and only allow one. I just assume that they always are that way. And you're better off that way. I also have a little piece of paper where I keep track of which ones allow you to post straight up videos. And there are some, that, like Rach and Bella Crafts, which is a very good place to post your videos and your posts. You have to post a picture and your video, and that way the picture's bigger and better than just the video thumbnail. Did I just, no. Yes. That's why we're not going to take these out during the flip through. We're just going to say that there's a large card in each one, where the tab is. Because you don't want to get embarrassed trying to get one of those out and then trying to get it back in. Because you will be. They're a little difficult to get in and out. You can make them smaller. But then you'll have a problem of them falling out. So you want to make them a little snug so that they stay in. I think I have a duplicate of this stripe sitting out in the living room on the printer. Finally got my Wi-Fi fixed on my printer. I got new internet service, so it's all new Wi-Fi because I had to use their router. Mine had the wrong attachment, of course. Oh, that one slides right in. So if we have to show one, we'll show that one. Okay, now onward to page 6. And that's going to be this one right here. There, that one's there, they're both fine. I just washed my hair and every time I touch it, little hairs are going to go flying. I'm just warning you. Okay, so now page 6 is here. This is the paper we're going to use. I've already inked it. And then we just have these two papers, and all we're going to do is make crisscross pockets. And it doesn't matter to me which one's in the front, even though I do like this one better. But we just had a red section, we had a blue section, and I think maybe we should have a tan section. So we're going to take this right here, and we're going to take one of these and we're going to cut it diagonal across this way. We're going to take the other one and we're going to cut it diagonal across this way, and then we're just going to put one on top of the other. I am going to cut the tops off at different heights so that makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so easy peasy. You can do this on your paper trimmer, or if you're a little patient, to line the points up. Okay, so we get this one for this side. Because if you turn this around, then the trees are upside down. Right? So we've got to do this one this way. And then this one's going to go this way. I kind of like it. Okay, well I think I'm alright with that like that. Now let's cut the tops off at different heights so they're not all pointy up there. I'm going to cut this one off right at the top of the Christmas tree. I think I'm going to do that on this one too. Is that going to be the same height? Just about. I really don't want to cut the tops off the Christmas trees. Alright, well they're going to be the same height then. They're just not going to be pointed. Because if I cut either one of them down farther, it's going to take the tree. See, this is the same paper, pretty much. The trees are the same. They're just the two different colors. And this one has snow on the bottom, which I'm not really sure why this one doesn't. Okay, so now we're going to ink them. So then we'll need 2 cards for this. So we're definitely not going to have enough paper. Going to have to print the paper out for the cards. I got a little too far up there, but there's a snowdrift there. Anyway, were we going to go ahead and put the brown one in the front? I think we were. Yeah. Covers my boo-boo right up. Okay. I'm going to glue this in. Oh, there goes a siren. I thought it was on the radio at first. I hardly ever leave the house, so I'm never really out and about to see different cars and things like that. So I turned the Amber Alerts off on my phone. They scare the heck out of you. I don't know what happened right there, but I had something in my throat. So they're not exactly the same. I wish I could have cut one down a little bit further, but it would have cut the trees off, and then it would have looked silly. So, and that's all we have to do to that one. And I think we'll just put a word on here. All tan though. You know, we could put something that would put a pocket on there. Like this. And then that would give us a pocket. Let's do that. We could put a tag or something in there. You would think so far that we wouldn't need anything to tie this shut, but really you kind of do already. And we're only about halfway through. A little tall. Let's put in here. Yes, it would. Not the one that matches that. Yeah, because the tan on the tan, but maybe not the one that matches the trees. Maybe this one. Yeah. I printed on the back of all the ephemera as well. Now, I've got some Christmas stamps, and I may go through and stamp the ephemera and some of the cards on the back where the tan is. I also have a stencil that looks like Christmas tree bulbs, and I could stencil that as well. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now on to page 7. Here's everything we need for page 7. So, we're going to do 2 CD covers. We're going to do the standard crisscross, or what I call the standard crisscross. And I'm not going to need the paper right away. We're going to need the CD fronts and backs. And I've got another one of these printed, waiting ready to go if we need another one of those to put on the inside. So the paper in the inside, oh no, I've got 2 right here. I cut a paper in half. Paper on the inside we don't need just yet. So we're going to take these 2 CDs. Let me get the round. Somewhere around here is one of the die for here. I swear that there was one bigger than this. But that cuts out just a little bit smaller. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room. So that's still fine. Things are falling on me. Okay, so we don't need this right now. What we do need is to cut these down first. What am I thinking? Well, I guess I'm not doing very good at making it a tan section, am I? No, if I had 2 of those, maybe. Now these are from Amazon. They're the Amazon Basics. So I do not assume that they're 5 by 5. I measure them. Because I've had some come out that were not 5 by 5. Like this one right here, this is definitely not 5. Like 4.5 by 4.5. In fact, we want to glue it on that way. Let's put the magnet on the back before we forget. going to put it back far enough that we can trim this edge to be a pocket. Just didn't want to forget them. And get our die cutter. This one happens to be a Sizzix Big Shot. They make one that's, this is 6 inches wide. They make one that's 9 inches wide, which is one I'd rather have, because then you could do a whole 8.5. You could emboss a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay, we want to put this in here. We want to center. I don't know if you can see it, but you want to center the die. All that moving around moved it. Oh, my phone. And this will also give us a card that we can use in our project. A nice round card. And there's one. I'm going to have to do the same for the other one, which I should have measured them both first. Oh, the magnets were stuck together. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, there is a little bit of tan. It runs down the flap side. So we'll do that in here too. Okay. This is going to go along the flap side. Okay, that'll be fine. I love this paper. This is one of my favorite ones in this kit. Now this one I turned the top plate over. They get curved when they go back and forth through here. You shouldn't put them in here, run it in there tight, and store it that way. Like just put this in here and then crank it up like that, because the pressure from this, you just put it under the pressure point, will bend your plates. Now these already get bent when you use them. They get curved. I don't know if you can tell or not how curved it is. And so you have to kind of put them together the right way to get it to work good. Fortunately, it's only about $10 for the 2 plates versus $25 or $35 depending on the sheet, the guide. What am I trying to think of? Mat. The mat for a scan and cut. And they don't last very long at all, the sticky. If you have a scan and cut and the sticky has wore off of your sheet there, don't panic. Don't buy a new one. Buy a roll of masking tape and just use masking tape to hold it down on your what am I having so much trouble thinking what they're called? Anyway, you know what I mean. Mat. On your mats. That's what I use. Mine doesn't have any sticky at all. And I use a masking tape piece along the side but up at the top. Let's say this is your paper that's going to feed through your plastic. I put a piece of tape here and a piece of tape here in the middle and down towards the bottom, and then one across here, one from down here up to about the middle, one from here up to the top. And usually you don't need one across the top. And if you do that, you can use your scan and cut mat even after the sticky is gone. Just a little Terry tip, which is probably widely known, which I'm sure is widely known. I started out with washi. I was trying to think, what kind of tape can I use that you can just remove? And so I started out using washi. Well, anybody that's used washi to do these through the die cut machine knows that when you put it through something that kind of squishes it, then it's very difficult to get the washi off. I find it difficult anyway. So, yeah. So masking tape it is, just a narrow piece. The narrow masking tape is fine. Okay, let's go with this one on the front. Let's glue them on. And then we'll do the backs. after this one, we'll take a quick pause, and then I will get the papers and stuff ready for 8, 9, and 10. I already know what we're going to do for 10. I just don't have the papers. And I have to figure out which ones I want, because I think I'm going to have to print them. Especially because I already know I'm going to have to print one of them that I want to use. Okay, remember this tan line goes along the edge where the fold is. Remember, you don't necessarily want this to go all the way to the edge. We need to cut the sides for our pocket. Let's do that. You don't have to take much. Let me get this one glued on. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I glued around the inside of the window as well as the outside frame. Because if you don't, you can lift this up. I did ink around it on the paper here, but since I've lost, can't believe it, my bigger one, then I don't have one that's close enough to the edge that you would see the edge at that, and and know that it wasn't inked. Alright. Tan line on the flap. Looks a little crooked. I must have put the paper on a little crooked. Now I'm going to ink this right here again so it's darker. We're gonna put the backs on. Okay, now we can put this to where the writing is right side up. So on each one, but we're going to have to take a look at it, and we're going to have to say that this is the left one. That's fine. That would make this the top. And the writing is this way, so this is the top. So I want to okay. I want the words to be on there. I'm going to put a pocket on, so I'm going to let's do that and that. Then, well, let's do that first. Now we'll do the height. I mean the width. Want this to be up as close as we can get it because the plastic does not ink, and we need to glue this pocket shut on the inside here. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and glue it and then glue the paper on, because sometimes the paper doesn't reach over far enough to kind of catch that edge. So let's go ahead and glue this shut, because see, we've got this like this. Let's ink this first so we don't forget. We'll get that glued shut. Okay, top. So we want to put it where the words read right side up. Okay, we'll get the back put on this one. We're going to do the same thing, only backwards. So this goes on the right. So it's going to go this way. So this is going to be the top on that one. So I'm going to go here. Whoops. I almost fell over. I went and had my Medicare, my annual Medicare exam. And I'm disabled, so I got Medicare before, way before. Now we got to do the width. Now this one, I want to take it off of here, so I'm going to turn it upside down to do that. And we'll turn it right side up to put it on. I'm going to ink it. Well, they're both right side up. Do I want it the one that reads just in 2 lines? Do I want it like that? Got one down, let's have one up. Let's do that. I forgot this one was the same on both sides. Since I printed this on the back of all of them, then I was bound to have one that was the same on the front and the back. Okay, so I did my Medicare thing, and they give you all these tips and whatever. And last summer, I fell 4 or 5 times, and so they gave me the things to avoid to lower your chance of falling. Which was pretty funny because 2 of the 4 times I fell out of bed. I was just sitting there and I fell asleep, and I fell out of bed. I just leaned forward as I fell asleep, like I'm sitting, and then I'm like, as I fall asleep, and then boom, the center of gravity is gonna knock you right off. I'm gonna trim this one a little bit more. Wow, that's gonna make it too short in the thing. Okay, we'll just do that. Did I ink the wrong side of this paper? Because this does not look inked. I did. Shoot. Either that or I glued the wrong side, one of the two. I wonder. I cut it the wrong way. Okay, let's put glue back on. And it won't matter about this little torn area because we're going to glue all that down. And I use 65-pound paper, so that's pretty sturdy paper. That's another reason I can glue just around the edges, because I use heavier paper. If you just use 32, then you're going to probably have to do that little, you know, in the middle. And then I'm not worried about this because we're going to put a pocket on these. Okay, so this goes on the right side. This goes on the left side. Oh, we don't want to glue them on yet. We want it to be easier to paper the insides. Now, on this, I want to make sure, I want the stripes to go up and down. Or do I want them to go side to side, because that would be a lot easier to cut. I think side to side, I guess. Throat is really doing a number on me. So we're going to do this just like we did the pocket on the side of the book. I'm going to make a guesstimate. Oh, anyway, I was talking about falling. And so once I was sitting on the bed, and this isn't funny, even though I'm kind of making a funny story out of it, but I fell forward and I landed on the top of my head. My floor is concrete. I do have carpet, but the carpet and the pad are a joke. They're more than 20 years old. So yeah. So I gave myself a concussion and I sprained my neck. I did it again and I gave myself a concussion. And it wasn't anything I was doing. You know what I mean? I was just sitting there watching TV and I fell asleep. How did that become crooked? Okay. Now all you have to do is flip it over like this and just glue this front edge. You don't have to worry about any of the rest of this back in here on the inside. Just make sure you're gluing the back of the side you want to look at. Otherwise, you're going to be in big, big trouble. Okay, and that's going to give you your inside. So now we're going to do the same on this one. May have to trim that one more time. I think I was a little generous. Static electricity had the paper stuck to the paper trimmer. I couldn't get it off. So anyway, the paper is like, clear your walk, oh, there we go. Clear your walk area of all hazardous object tripping, you know, dangers. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, turn on lights so you can see where you're going. Walk slow. And I'm thinking to myself, how does somebody not know these things? Right? Now, I walk around in the dark, and I'm fine like that. I don't fall walking around usually. I did fall once walking around, but I turned a corner too sharp and clipped my leg on the end of the couch and fell and broke my left ankle and my left foot. But, yeah. So, but I was legally blind from, for a couple of years, and, I was fairly young to have glaucoma. I mean, not glaucoma, but, cataracts. They came on really fast, and I didn't realize, because I didn't really turn the lights on and stuff, because I know where everything is. I haven't moved my furniture, you know, the whole time I've lived here. And I guess it's 13 years and not 20, so I guess I fibbed a little bit. Didn't mean to. It's just everything I own and everything is either 20 or 30 years old. So 20 and 30 is on my brain. That sounded like the back came unglued. It did. So let's re-glue that. Okay. Now I'm going to make the cards later. So oh, hold on. So let's get these glued on the papers. Actually, the timer was for me to take my medicine. So I'm going to put you on hold for a second. And then you won't even know it, but I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to, see, that didn't even help, all that pop I drank. We're going to put these on here, and then we're going to put the magnets on the back so we don't forget. One's going to overlap the other. Make sure you put the left one on the left side and the right one on the right side, because then your picture's right side up if you have one that needs to be right side up. I guess I should have just laid it out and did it that way. Okay. And do this one the same amount up from the bottom as that one is from the top. Make sure it'll close. Now when we put our cards in here, they're going to need tabs, just like we did on the other ones. Alright, so now when we open, oops, we're going to do our magnets. Okay. See, that's the thing about the inexpensive CD covers. They're so thin that the strength of the magnet holding the bottom part down is pulling this part up. The lawnmower guys are here, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Oz, it's alright. It makes him crazy. So, we're going to put Oz. I'm gonna put opposite pockets on these. So we're going to cut the width. They're not around back yet, they're just in the front. So hopefully it won't be too bad until we get this page done real quick. Actually, I'm going to turn it around so the brown is at the bottom. And then let's just measure on this. Let's make it 2.5 inches tall. Ink it. Coming around towards the back of the building. I may have to put you on pause until they go by, depending on what Oz does. he's scared of them, you see, the lawnmowers and the weed whackers. And so when I sit in there with him, then, you know what I mean, I can keep him kind of calm. He feels more reassured. But if I'm not there, then he barks a lot. So to avoid that, I try to sit in there with him. We probably could have made those 2-inch pockets, but we've got 2.5. This one's the right width. Well, we could shave a little bit off of it. Okay, 2.5. After all we've done, we only have this much scrap. It's not too bad, and a couple of them are unavoidable. Cut the triangles, you know. I'd like to try to use them again, if we could, somewhere. Cut them down or something. One of them, maybe. So we used the leftover paper from making the CD cover. Oh, I didn't ink this one. Knew something looked funny about it. At least I saw it right away, huh? Let's see if it's gonna stick or if I need to put... No, I think it's still wet enough. My hair's still coming out. Okay, so we've got that pocket there. And then now we're just going to put a pocket across here and we'll make a big large card. I want to use the tan side more than this blue. Well, what if I did it where it had both to kind of match these having both? Okay, let's do that. Plus that cuts the words off, the sideways partial words. This was a scrap that I grabbed. They're coming back around. And then of course we'll decorate the front. I'm gonna put us on hold, and then while the long guys are here, and then take up where we left off. Ink. Darn it. But yeah, this was a scrap. So try to use your scraps when you can, especially in this project, because we're down to 4 or 5 pieces of paper. Plus I have some I have some cards to make. So maybe I'll do that too before I come back on. That way, got that done. So actually, I'm not going to pause it this time. I'm actually going to stop the recording and then start another recording and then stitch them together. And you'll be happy and never know. Okay? And then we'll put something over here on this one. We'll do that when we come back. Let's do that. Okay? All right. I will see you in just a second after we take this brief commercial break, which you never know. YouTube might put one in there. I'm making a video on how to upload and publish your video if you've become monetized, which is once they start showing ads that you get paid for, and different things you can do to make your experience for your viewers different. So keep your eyes out for that. It may have come out before this one, but you may have missed it, so you can go back and look for it. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to finish up page 7, and guess what? I finished up page 7. So I made the cards, okay, and then I used 2 pieces of scrap, believe it or not. So the cards are vertical, the back is horizontal, and this is the back of the card. It's a good thing too, because we're down to exactly 0 pieces of paper, 0, and we're going to be short 2 cards. So I'm actually going to have to print out one. Oh, you know what? I've got a piece of paper on the printer. I have a piece of paper on the printer. I do. It's the striped one, though. We'll have to look and see. Anyway, so then this one opens, and this one opens, and I found in the ephemera, look at that, I found this big page of recipes, okay, and then I found these tags, so I didn't have to make anything, I just stuck them in the pockets, okay? I hope it's okay. It's okay with me, so it better be okay with you. So let's glue this one in the book. And I filled the glue. And I got the other 3 pages ready. So you should be fine. I hope nothing clashes because I used up what we had left. I had 3 pieces of paper left for page 9. I'm like, what am I going to do with 3 pieces of paper on an odd number page, which needs something, right? So hopefully the paper will work out. And we will be fine. Okay, so there's that. So that's our brown section. So now we're going to go on to page 8. Now you see why we have the ties. It's a little lopsided. Okay, so page 8 is one that we need to have everything contained so it doesn't fly around. So what we're going to do, don't worry, we're not making a pocket out of that. It's just sitting there. Well, we are going to make a pocket out of it, but not where you think. Okay, so we're going to set this out of the way for right now. This one's going to be simple. She says confidently. Give me that. Oh, this is the one I don't have a card for. So I am going to have to print more paper. Darn it. Okay, this says in a 1-horse open sleigh, so I thought that was alright. So we're going to put it across here. Let's put it over as far as we can. Okay, let's make a little mark, and that's where we'll score it. Okay, so it's going to fold right here. So we need to ink it up. You wouldn't believe how much inking I've been doing. Oh, that's Oz's collar. He's scratching, and his collar is jingling. And he's sitting right next to me. Okay, we need to ink it up on the back because it's going to open. Okay, so let's glue this on. Let's see, do I want it right in the center? Maybe not. Let's put it up at the top, just to be different. And then we'll use something interesting for the card. I do have this left. Well, let me think about it. Let's put the glue on. Darn it. Thought I inked everything. I inked and inked and inked and inked. Oh, that's because I just now decided what I was going to do on 9 and I wasn't paying attention. I don't think I inked 9 either. I'm not going to put it at the very top, but we're not going to put it in the center either. That almost looks like we missed the center. Let's be a little more decisive. Let's do this. A little bit of glue on the back here where we moved it. Just a little crooked. I just want to get these clumps off. I don't want anything to be lumpy. It is just a smidge crooked. It's about not even an 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch. Okay, and put our magnet on. I'm wondering it's just going to hold on a card. I was wondering, I've only got one larger piece. The rest are all little bitty pieces. Okay. Now we want to put this on here. Oh, look at that. It says Christmas. Oh, well, we're going to cover it up anyway, so. I think I was actually going to put it on this side, flipping over that way. Tell you the truth. Okay, we're going to make a pocket. I really would like it to go to there. It's a little long, but I picked this scrap because it had this image on it. I think that's going to be too long. It's going to look funny. We're going to put something small in it, even though it's long. But look, it's got the snowflake, and it's got the... I'm leaving it. I mean, we could just cover it, but let's see if we can find something to go down in there. If we can't, we'll just leave it empty, and it will look like all we did was cover it. I think it's just a little bit long. Just going to stick this small thing in here. I wonder if we can get them both in there. I don't think so. Look at that, we can. Then we don't have anything for a card for this. Oh, unless we were going to use we could use the Christmas list here. Okay. Doesn't look right. Alright, we're just going to go with this for now and say that it needs a card. Sorry about that, crash bang. So, told you this one was going to be simple. If I had more paper, I think we're doing good. I think it's turning out very nice. Oh, and I put the last card in. I was upset that it wasn't on this side. We glued it backwards, or I glued it backwards. I always say we, like you guys are here, you know, with input. No, Terry, make the card come out on that side. Honest, it's fine. We'll put this up here, waiting on a card. And we've got the magnet, and that opens like that. And there's the two little cards. Okay. Now to page 9. Page 9 isn't difficult either. This is our paper. I did ink it. See, I've got this paper right here marked as a card, but you know, where do I put it? Okay, so we've got our paper, and what we're going to do is simple. We're just going to put the envelope on here as a belly band, and we're going to put it on the side of the paper. Okay. Now, I checked this, and if I do it the right way, there should be enough paper to cover the front and the back. I told you we were down to just 0 papers. 3 to be exact. Not 0. Now, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. It's the exact height. All I need is the width. Wow, I ate like a handful of peanuts as I was walking by. Mixed nuts. Oh, they're so good. They hate me so much. And, yes. So we'll put this in the outside bottom corner. These flowers look upside down that way to you. Well, they look the same either way. And then on the other side, we'll put them like that. Or put them like this. And like this. I like them with the bottom. I can't believe that worked out. I looked at it and I go, no, it'll do both. And then we only have this many scraps, so we're going to have to make a pocket somehow, some way. And we'll decorate the front. And I've already cut the side for the pocket. Oh yeah, we're not going to have paper for a card. Yep, I'm going to have to print paper. No two ways about it. We had a big stack of paper though, didn't we? If I have to print it for a card, should I put a window in this? Wow, that's a lot of noise outside. I think I'm just going to decorate it. I've got lots of ephemera. So let's glue it on. I have so much glue on my hands. I almost glued my fingers together. I had glue on this finger and glue on that finger. I can't believe this piece of paper did both sides. Probably because it's an invitation envelope and you can fold a piece of paper in half and put it in there. So, okay, now the other thing I did was I cut the tip off of the envelope because we don't want the papers to catch on the way in and out, or the card. I did that before. And you just want to be careful gluing this. You don't want to glue your pocket shut. You only want to glue around the edge. If you're someone, what did I do? Who, well, I'm just going to have to hand trim that. And just make the envelope a little teeny bit shorter. This one's just going to go to the edge, and we're just going to have to hope no one notices. So we're going to glue it to this. Looking to see if I have a piece that's that wide and that long. can cover it with this. Because I've done a couple of these and keep forgetting to cover this little flap, and then when you go to put the card in and out, it catches on it unless you do it from a certain direction. I don't know, this is pretty flat, isn't it? Well, we've got this cut, so let's just put it on there. I flipped it over, it doesn't matter. It's going to be on the back anyway. Oh, now how can that be too wide? See, now it's going to catch on there. This is thinner than that. Alright, let's get that glue off there. Oh yes, this page is going to be simple, she says. She's erasing 15 tons of glue. It's just that this is on the back of the belly band, which is exactly what I was trying to keep smooth. This envelope is so thin, the other one was thicker. I think we'll be fine. Alright. It's not going to stay shut, is it? But I have to put a dot on it. We could use magnets, but the magnet would have to go right here. We could make a cluster on the back. Yeah, we could, because we could take enough of them to make a belly band on the back. There goes everything I was going to decorate the front with. Look what I've got. Huh. Okay, where do we need the magnet? We need it. So I really don't want a dot right in the middle. Okay. Now we've got a card that's going to get caught on a magnet on the way in and out. However, this also means it's going to be pretty strong. So we could, we could put a card here that's held on by this, and then a card under the belly band. So I'm definitely going to have to print some more paper. Little ideas just pop into my into the little brain there. Into the old bean. Bunch of paper. Like a glue on my paper trimmer. I got it. Okay. This pajama top is nice and big and comfy, but the way it fits, see, and it says, I love coffee. Anyway, but it's feels like a maternity top when you're not pregnant. You know what I mean? It kind of swings. It's like one of those little swing tops. Didn't ink it. I don't think I put quite enough glue on there anyway. So when I do the flip through, which will be at the end of this video, then you'll see the additional cards from the paper that I printed. Okay? Get in there. Oops. So that'll go there. So we'll need a card here, and a card for underneath. So let's glue this on. Once again, it's time for my medicine. Hold on just 1 second. So now all we have to do is wait for my medicine to kick in. No. That'll be much nicer. Let's put this on, and we're going to put it over far enough so that this is like this. And this magnet's going to hold it shut. All I needed was a magnet out here, actually. Yeah, I didn't put one in. So, that'll work. So we needed a magnet anyway. I rescued it. So we'll put this on right here. Look at that, it's not inked. Okay. Now we'll glue it on at the top and the bottom. Looks like that glue's still wet, but we'll throw a little bit more on there. We'll close this the way it goes. Then we'll put it back on. But I saw that. We've seen quite a few things right at the last minute, huh? Okay. Then we will decorate this. I've got this. We can put it here. Oh, we've got a smaller one. What does this say? Meet me under the mistletoe, but you can't really read it, can you? That's what we can do. We can do this and this. And then we'll put this across the center. Perfect. Oops, got a little carried away inking that. Other stuff I don't ink at all, and some stuff I ink like there's no tomorrow. In case you're wondering why I don't do this, so I'm trying not to have the corners curl up on my pad, and I also get to use all of the ink and not just the ink out of the center. You know, we could put that cheesecake one on here, because we need something on here. Could have probably thought of some clever way of putting some little card under that. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Oh, I sing so terrible. Now, how do I want to do this? I'm going to put it like this. I wish I had put it up a little bit higher. Just about that much. You know what I should have done? I should have put a piece of that stuff on there. See if I can still get this one off. Oh yeah. Okay, now. I just had it all glued down there and I looked at it and I thought, let's see if we put a piece of this on here. Down the center, that just gives it that little extra, but you can still see the flowers. Oh wow, look at that. The glue that's already on there is going to pretty much hold it on. Let's just put a little bit of glue up here. Plus we're going to be gluing those other things on top of it. Now you watch, that'll look so much better. Now the clever way would have been to make a belly band. That's what the clever way would have been. There, that looks so much better. Okay. Now, we need something for here. I don't know what. What if we put that there? I don't like that either. It's too big. Okay, well, we'll figure something out. I do have this envelope that's too big as well. Oh, we can put the envelope in here. Okay. Is that going to mess up our magnet, though? I don't think so, because the other magnet is right here. It's not under there. Okay, so I'll do that. That still doesn't have anything on here, does it? We may not need anything. We got a couple of really big tags left. Oh, we need something for inside here, don't we? Yeah, that won't work. What about this? You know, if we cut it down, it would work. If we cut this part off, that would solve one of our problems. What's this catching on? Oh, I didn't glue the envelope to the paper. It's too wide. Okay. So we just cut that off for nothing. Alright, well, I'll just have to find something that fits. Sort of like that. Now remember, these are the centers of the CD covers that we cut out, the paper for the CD covers. And they don't go all the way in. But everything else is too big. And then the rest, oh, I didn't try this one. Look at that. should fit in there. Remember the part I said about being careful so that you don't glue it shut? That's why. Anyway, it'll fit right in there. And then we won't put a tab on it. In case you're wondering, I'm standing up now, so I hope my voice isn't too loud. Like my voice is quiet anyway. I actually have, my friends tell me that I have a loud speaking voice, but when they hear me on my recordings, that I sound like a radio DJ, that I'm just so calm. And I told them that was my recording voice. I used to read audiobooks, or, you know, make books into audiobooks for people. So I guess that's where that voice came from. Can't believe I did that. I sat there and said, do not glue your envelope shut. And then I glued my envelope shut. There we go. That's still alright. That looks good. Okay, so that's that. Oh, look at there. Ta-da! So either I'll find something for there, or I won't. What if we did this? What about this? Because all I have is one size bigger, and that's too big. Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's just a smidge too big. I think I'm going to do it anyway. It's just this close to being too big, and I'm going to put it right up to the edge. I'm putting it on there because I like it. So I've got more ephemera if I need it for the very last page. We're on page 9. Did you know that? Have you been keeping track? So I think 2 3-hour videos was a good choice. I think we'll be alright. We'd be alright. Because I'm going to make this card and this card off camera. So you just have to take that into account. There's going to be probably 3 or 4 hours that I've put in on top of, you know, because you have to think about what you want, except for if you're going to follow this, then you've already got that part done. But you're going to modify it and make it your own. Maybe you wouldn't wait till the last minute to remember the magnet and have to hide it under a belly band or 2. Now, which way? I think I want it like that. So we'll put it right there. Wow. Oh, and this one's the same. That works out perfecto. And you know, we could probably put one of those big circles or both under that belly band, the one on the left. Okay, I'll put this one here. And we'll put this one on here. I'm going to go large, medium, small. And we had that sprig going up. I'll put this one on here. Oh, look, and it's on the cherries. How perfect is that? Or the berries, I mean. That worked out well. Now, what I was thinking is maybe we could put, of course we can, I knew that I was going to be able to use these circles somewhere. Looks like I inked both sides, most of both sides. So we'll put this one this way, this one this way. Okay, and this one is not in the center because we had to make it to where it was against here. There we go. So now all we need is the card for that. Once you start digging through your ephemera, then things work out better. Okay, where's our book? So we're on page 9. You wouldn't believe how heavy this book is getting. It is a little skewed to the right as far as thickness. Should have thought about that when I put the card on. Oh wait, it's on this side now, so when we flip it over, it'll be on this side, so that's good. Okay, well, I guess it's just going to be a little teeny bit crooked. Okay, so we need a card for here, and we need a card for here. I just put this page in upside down. Well, I guess it's not going to be a little crooked now. Wow. Close call number 12, huh? Alright, I'm going to put enough glue on there now that I can slide it into place. Now, can't believe I almost put that page in upside down. Why didn't you guys stop me? Were you yelling? Did I just not hear you? You guys had to have been yelling. Okay, now all we need to do is the back. I can get it. Wait a minute. So the cover goes on upside down. Somehow I messed up a page. Isn't that weird? Well, we're definitely putting it on right side up. But that's not going to work. Sure it will. We'll put it side to side. Then it won't matter which way it is. Okay. That's so bizarre. So the pages are all upside down. Did I put the very first one? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, why do I only have one piece of paper? I don't. I have two. In fact, no, I have two. Okay, all we're going to do is an expandable pocket. And we're just going to do it this way. Okay, so we've got this on here. And then we're going to make it smaller. In fact, we don't even have to do that. We can glue this to the book. And then fold this over for the cover, for the... Let me think about this for a minute. This was going to be the flap. It's not quite big enough, is it? Because I'd have to fold it. Yeah, I think I would rather do this. Then we can just fold it in half. And use it as the flap. And then you won't see that this doesn't go all the way to the bottom because our little side pieces will be there. And then we'll stick this onto the book. Okay. So let's mark where I want to score it. Not conventional way of doing it, but it'll work. We actually need one more piece of paper. I'm going to go get that one from the living room. So this is what I had, and I cut it in half. Now we're going to score, but I need to figure this out for a minute. If we make this the paper, right, and it's going to go this way, and we're going to score this to be the lid. I'm not really sure. I almost want to make this the paper and cover it with this as the pocket. I think that looks a lot better. So we can score this farther down and have the lid come down farther. Pocket's going to go to about there, and we're going to fold this under, and then we can make this longer and come down to that line right there. So let's erase this mark and let's score it here. I don't think, since it's the back and I want it to lay flat, I don't think we're going to do a policy closure because that would make the back unstable. So I think we're just going to put 2 dots on to close it. That is almost in half, isn't it? Okay, and then we're going to take a 1/2 inch here and fold it under. That isn't straight. So if there's a little bit of blue showing down here, there better be a little bit of blue showing up here. Okay. So this is our paper. We need to ink everything. And see, doing it this way, we don't have to worry about seeing anything behind because this paper will be there. So when we open it up, we'll see this. And I thought a big pattern would look good. See, that wouldn't look good. And the tan won't look good. Oh, that's the lid we were going to use, or the flap. Okay. I'm going to ink this front and back. Then we have to decide which side we like better. I know they seem the same. And they are the same print. But what turned out... Oh yeah, let's have 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Yeah, definitely. Because this is 'twas. So this is was, so we don't want that. So we're going to put this on. I could have made it shorter, but just being a little lazy. Okay, so that's going to be our flap. And we'll ink this. So now we've got that big piece. We could use it for that card, but I don't think I like it there. So that means we also have this one. So I can't remember how many cards we need, but I think we're going to end up with this striped piece left. Darn. Would have been great to say we used every... Well, we did, because I printed this extra, just in case we needed it. After I printed everything else, and I saw how things were going. Okay, now I'm going to ink this. Just because you'll be able to see part of it from the outside. And it just seems more efficient and finished, you know, polished. To have everything inked. Okay. So now we're going to open this. Oh, you know I don't like it when I have too much stuff on the table. Okay, and then we'll glue this on here. Okay, and then this will be our lid. Oh, that's going to turn out cute. So now let's make it expandable. One's a little wider than the other, and that doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Just going to fold it in half and ink it. You don't really see this, but this is just another one of those things that if you were going to sell your book or whatever, then you would want to make sure that everything is inked. You never know what's going to peek through or be seen from the outside. We're going to have to ink part of it anyway. But I thought I'd go ahead and ink this too. I should have made one of these probably ahead of time. They're a pain in the butt to fold. So you're going to fold it in half. Then you're going to take the top or the open edge and you're going to fold it back towards the fold. This is where the crookedness comes in, for me anyway. So you're making like a little fan, a little crooked fan. Okay, then you're going to take this and down the part that sticks out, you're going to run your inker along there. I'm going to do the same thing here. fold this back. This one's a little bit bigger. Which doesn't make any difference once you've glued it. Okay, so we're going to run our anchor down this point. We're going to open this up. And we're going to glue one side. And you want your point to be out, your mountain to face out. This doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom, but it does need to come up to the edge. And you don't want it to stick out the top. Yeah, that's going to be just about right. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And all you have to do is run a little bead of glue along here. And along here. And then just fold this up. And put our 2 Velcro dots on. How I end up with half of a dot. Remember, these are Velcro brand. Boy. I want the fuzzy side to be on the top. I don't know why that stuck on there like that, but it did. Where they put it on is sticking and ripping off. So it ends up with plastic on here. Now I could glue it, but I just don't feel like it right now. I'll put this one here. And we'll close it. And we'll glue it on like that. Now, let's see if we've got, so we've got one for a card. So we could make it match. But I think I'll use this. And this says, we're going to put it this way, remember. So that's not going to work. To tell you the truth, I actually like it like that, personally. But the decoration gods are probably going to come after me if I don't put something on there. But everything is too big that I have left. I could put this on here even though it isn't a real closure. The closure is the Velcro. So we just have to glue it halfway on. Now the decoration gods will be happy. And make sure you haven't glued it shut. Ink the back. Just ink the front, and I totally forgot to ink the back. Now, if I had another piece exactly this size, which this is not, it's too long. Okay, I can move that. Put the Velcro away where it goes. And now on this side, we'll glue the whole thing. Because we're gluing it to the paper and to the back of our fake flap, or fake closure. And we want to face it this way. I can't believe that I got that cut on the first try. Unbelievable. Okay. So now I guess I do need something on here, but whatever I do is going to show. If I put I don't have a long piece. You know what I mean? I could cut it off right here and it would be a rectangle. Let me think about that. I have a blue one that says Joy. Is this one wider? Yes, it is. So it's this or nothing. Hold on. Hold on. That's not going to help, is it? Make it a little bit wider, and we would have a little decoration along the edge. Okay. Ink them. What if we made a tuck out of them and tucked this tag under there? Would it work? Would it work? It would if I put this on top of that. Then we could make a little tuck out of it. We could stick this in here. And if we lined it up, you would see just the little tip of the color. Okay, I say let's do it. I say let's do it. Let's start inking everything. We have 10 minutes left. So, I'm cutting it very close. Yes, you know, you always have to put the back page on upside down to get it to match the front cover. So that's why a vertical page is needed. This is what's called speed inking. So people ask me, where do you come up with your ideas on doing things? And my answer is, the heck if I know. Okay, so we'll put this on here. We'd even put it down a little bit to make the thing deeper. And then put this on here. Even though it doesn't go all the way down, that's fine. And then we tuck the tag into it. Okay. Right. I'll glue this on. my lights just flickered. Did you see that? So then we're going to glue this. Making sure that you don't cover your dots. I'll stick that in there. Our dots are still here. We'll close our dots. Straighten this up so that it goes along that tan line right there. And making sure that it's in the center. Okay. Now we glue it in the book. So we got by the having to make it upside down by making it sideways. And I like everything to face to the right. So that's the way it goes. And that's my final decision. Glue this on here. You have to smush it around because it's all it's all fat. Okay, so there's that. So you know what that means, don't you? We'll put our extra ephemera inside. People can use it if and they want to. Well, I guess we can't put all of it in there, can we? Surely that will fit. How can that not fit in there? Just the envelope. Oh, I know why, because I was banging into the our little expanders. There we go. Almost, not quite. Okay, so there's our extra ephemera. Then we flip it over. We tie this side. We have 3 minutes left to see how quick I can tie these. Guess I'm not going to do a flip through at the end of this, am I? Otherwise I'm going to break my 3 minute. So if you've watched it this far, there's going to be another 10-minute video, but it's going to be published on the same day. So just look for it in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, channel under the Christmas Quickie project, and then you'll see that extra video, and that will be the flip through. There we go. And we have 2 minutes left. What do you think of that? 2 minutes left. Oh, there's a card. 2 minutes left and 2 pieces of paper left, and that equals the 1 piece of paper that I printed out. So we came out using exactly every single piece of paper printed out in the kit. That's amazing. It's amazing. We have 1 minute left and everything is done. Okay? All right. Good deal. Thank you very much for following along in this 2-video little tutorial. And I will see you in the next series, and that'll be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye. Merry Christmas.